Whoa, this is cool.
Hey! Hey, you! You, the adept rogue! Yeah, you! I'm talking to you! So, I take it this is your first time playing this game.
Yeah, I just finished installing it to my PC.
Well, if you wish, we will be honored to show you around.
Huh?
I am sure you would like to become well acquainted as soon as possible.
Just say yes and come along with us. I promise you won't regret it.
All right, it is decided then. Here, I'll hand you my member address.
Member addresses are short email addresses that you can only use in the world. Short mail allows you to instantly send and receive messages from any player online in the world.
You can only invite people that you have member addresses for to join into your party.
All right, so let's open the menu. Press the triangle button to open it.
This is a list of all the people who have a member address. Choose our names from this list and then press the X button.
Okay, let's have some fun.
I am honored to lend you my sword.
Okay, great. Now your party is complete. Remember, you can only invite people logged into the world.
Enough with the formalities. Should we go on to your first adventure?
All right. Before I go any further, I know I was silent. I did send the flag data over to this game. I will not see the mail until I actually get into the game. So basically, I'm playing cutscene. Okay? So you can already see that there's a big difference to this world, right? So head to the save shop before going on an adventure. Talk to the save shop clerk and choose save from the menu to save your progress in the game. So in this one, there's actual NPCs for all of this. If you remember from the last one, they weren't NPCs. What were they? They were the game's moderation crew. So, these are complete NPCs. Oh man, this actually feels so much better playing this than playing the other one, because I'm more used to this style of play compared to what I was playing on the original .hack. And Haseo does not move like he's only has 8 directions. He literally moves like he has more than 8 directions. After the preparations are complete, use the Chaos Gate to go on the adventure. Okay, so...
This is a transporter called the Chaos Gate. Players can use this to travel from the root town to other locations. Choose Warp menu. In the world, all locations except for root towns, fields, and dungeons are called areas.
You can warp to these areas by combining 3 words at the Chaos Gate.
These words determine the type of area, monster strength, and so on.
So the UI is a lot cleaner here than it was on the other one.
All right, let's try out the word selection. Choose area word from the menu. This is where you input the words. The thing at the top is the word plate. You combine the 3 words in here to create the area you want to go.
See, I didn't get this tutorial in the first one because I just kept using words that they gave me. But you could still do this in the first one. So, since I'm already starting out, I'm only given 1 word, which is courageous.
The gyro at the left of the screen shows your current stock of words. You can get more words by getting information from other players, emails, and forums. Okay, why don't you give it a try? Let's start with the first word. Choose courageous from your stock. Okay, now you can go to your first area.
So, I've already got this word, courageous, engaging, daydream, as a bookmark in my log of using words, okay? So, how did you enjoy your bath this time? A lot better than your first one? Yeah, you didn't like it when I had Good. So he sort of looks like a wet rat, but he'll get dried. We should probably get him a blow dryer. All right.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. See the mark left of the area word?
That. Yes, that stands for Delta. That's the only one I remember out of all of them.
That's a server symbol. It indicates the server you're currently in.
He's wet. Looks like a wet rat.
Right now, it's showing triangle for Delta. So, as you can see, we are all in the Delta server.
If it's a different server, you'll go to another area even with the same area word. Pay attention to the server symbol when invited to an area by a friend.
And we're going to get multiple servers like we did with the last one. You won't be so surprised that the servers are going to be exactly the same. But the areas look so much better in this game than they did in the other one. Because Da Hack, it looked like it was originally developed for the PlayStation. This here, you can clearly see that this was developed for the PlayStation 2.
If you want to know more, just check out some of the forums. All right, then we're off to Delta Courageous Engaging Daydream.
So the one item that I don't have to worry about using, a fairy orb.
So, we've all been transported to a field.
Open your map to take a look at the layout.
Go ahead and press the select button on the controller. This is the area map. Use this screen to check current position, mission info, and any other information you may need. First, let's take a look at what our mission is. Go ahead and press the X button. This is our mission.
Select the number of symbol fragments required for this area. Currently in possession, 03. So this was not something that was in the original .hack. This actually adds more gameplay to what was in the original. I like this because it gives you a reason to go to these areas, and it also gives you a reason why you should choose random words to begin with to do these, because there's a whole bunch of hidden items that you can find in a lot of these other locations. Basically, when I first played this the first time, that's exactly what I did. I went into random locations to see what rare items I can actually find before I actually progressed to the story, because that was the key importance, is how you got stronger.
Missions are basically, well, I guess they're sort of like our objective for the area. It looks like this is a collection mission.
This is a collection mission, which means there's also, it's not just going in there and beat the final boss, or just go through every room and then go get the prize at the end.
We must collect 3 symbol fragments and make our way to the Beast Temple.
The symbol fragments are in treasure chests found on the altars. The altars are protected by monsters, so the only options are to open the treasure without being seen. Or defeat the monsters first, then open the treasure.
These are the altar icons. I suggest we first head to each of these icons and open the treasure chests.
Now, this is the icon for the Beast Temple, which is our final destination.
Okay, now that we've confirmed what our mission is, let's be on our way.
Wait up, Asta. You forgot one more thing.
Use the transporter to return to the town after completing the area's mission. So remember we had like a flute that would actually send us back to the surface, and then we would actually manually go into the menu and go to and gate out. Now they put them on the map. So you actually have to go to the map and then gate out of the area, which actually is a better feature than just pausing it and just press gate out, because this saves you a lot of time from having just to press, look for it on the menu, press this to give you an option. Would you like to exit out of this area? Say yes or no. Okay.
Okay, this time let's really get going. If you're unsure where the Beast Temple or the altars are, just press the select button to check the map.
I got a map in the upper left-hand corner, so I really don't need to press the select button at all. It'll show me exactly where it's at. And I like this map a lot better because I don't feel lost on this map because they actually show me where I can walk on this map. Remember the other one? I just kept getting lost, and I had a certain pattern that I would end up following so I could find where the dungeon's at. Or leave a specific battle by the dungeon itself so I know where to find the dungeon. This one, I don't have to do that anymore. So my gameplay is going to be a lot quicker. So let's take a look at this world. Look how beautiful this looks. This is a lot better than what we were getting in the other one. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate the first dot hack. It really needs to be optimized.
Nice! We found an altar already.
Surprise attack. Perform a surprise attack by approaching the monster around the altar without being seen and press the X button when the target cursor appears. I like this one. And I utilize this a lot. So what I ended up doing is a lot of time I would walk around the area. Just lightly walk. Because if you make too much of a noise, they pretty much will notice that you're in the area. So easy does it. I'm going to approach this slowly.
Good. Now, press the X button for a surprise attack. Once the battle begins, the battle area spreads out like this.
This ring that you see here, you exit out of that ring, it cancels the battle. Okay? So basically you're stuck in this circle. It's still an action RPG. Is the fact in the sense that you can just press buttons and button combinations to attack them like you would in a turn-based. So unlike a turn-based, I mean.
The battle area is surrounded by the battle fence, so it's virtually impossible for anyone to escape.
The only way to escape from a battle is with an item called a smoke screen. But
Asta and I don't have one right now, so we'll have to fight it out.
Approach an enemy and hit the X button repeatedly.
Hey, you're not too bad.
not so difficult, huh?
So I do like the way this controls because it's not clunky like the other one. Because I can just press buttons all day as I want. Even if I'm not targeted to the enemy, he still attacks. Which gives me an advantage in attack, which I couldn't do that in the original one. Hold down the X button and release it when the gauge is full. Charge attacks are effective even against enemies that are guarded.
That's it. Just continue fighting like that.
I skipped the dialogue, hello. Basic controls in battle. Regular attack, X button. Combos, tap X button repeatedly. Charge attacks, hold down X button. Guard, circle button. These goblins are very easy. makes you question why they're not attacking, right? Well,
That's that, I guess.
so this also helps out too because I get to see what my experience is at the end of each battle as well. Altered treasure chests. Sometimes the treasure chests on top of the altars will contain symbol fragments needed to open the beast temple. Remember to search the treasure chests after defeating the monsters around the altars. Collect 3 symbol fragments by opening all the treasure chests on altars. The symbol fragments are used to open the temple gate. Search the treasure chests on top of the altar. So basically you just do this, and that's it. Simple as that. Opening the beast temple gate acquired the first symbol fragment. Head for the next altar to the east. Check the map for direction. So what I want to do first is I want to go down. No, I want to go. Yeah, let's go this way first. It says east, so there's another altar here, but there's also a place I can go that's not.
All right, we found another altar. I'll teach you about using skills to attack.
Surprise attacks perform a... I already read this. So, again, walk around the area. Approach it slowly.
We got him! Regular and combo attacks are just simply normal attacks. Skills enable you to do much more damage to your enemies.
Skill attacks. Skills are powerful attacks that require skill points to perform. Press the triangle button to open the menu and select skills to open the skill list. Skill trigger. Skill trigger is a single button shortcut for performing skills. Press the R1 button to perform the skill trigger menu. So,
okay, what you see here is the skill trigger menu. Do you see the 4 panels? You can press the button that corresponds to each panel to execute the different arts.
Now try it out by using the arts.
All right, perfect.
The skill trigger is not just a shortcut.
It can also be used to stop enemy attacks, or it can be used to interrupt one of your own.
Aren't you forgetting something important, EO10? There is an even more important use for the skill trigger.
Of course I haven't forgotten. You're talking about Rengeki, right?
now Rengeki is also a really good move. There's a meter that I have to fill up to engage Rengeki. Rengeki is an advanced skill attack with an increased amount of inflicted damage. To perform Rengeki, use a skill attack when an enemy is surrounded by blue and purple ring. Appears when continuously inflicted with damage. Attack the enemy until it is surrounded by blue and purple ring. Favorite action is triggered when Rengeki is used or other conditions are met. It raises the morale of your party members and will allow you to execute more powerful attacks. Conditions for favorite actions vary with every player member. So, remember when I talked about in the last one where there was a lot of issues with balance? Because even you mentioned it too, Dai. This solves the issue for balance. because now your skill attacks are part of your attack feature. I don't have to go through a menu, pick a skill action, and attack the enemy every single time. I can use buttons that are already mapped for, and I can change the mapping in-game anytime I want. So it's a lot quicker action. I don't have to wait for an action to end. I can use it whenever the game tells me I can use it.
There you go.
Very well. Shall we let him play as he wishes?
That's a good idea. All right, Haseo, it's all up to you now.
Trigger gauge will appear on the player's head when the skill trigger is used. It's not possible to use items or skills until the gauge fills up and the R button appears.
That was nothing.
More experience is earned whenever I use Rengeki too, so keep that in mind as well. Search the treasure chest on top of the altar. Okay. Now I see a road, I see an area over here that is up. So let's check.
Hey, we just got here. There's no reason for us to go back.
Well,
If you're unsure where the Beast Temple or the altars are, just press the select button to check the map. Hey, we just got here. There's no reason for us. If you're unsure.
well, fine. I'm trying to explore all my area. Because there's a road over here. There's an area over here. This is the final altar. Remember what Eoten and Asta have taught you, and acquire the item inside the treasure chest.
Got him.
So that's it.
Plus, you can also keep hitting enemies after they're dead in this one too, which increases your combo points.
Yeah! Awesome job! All right, let's finish off by heading for the Beast Temple.
Okay, now use the map to check your position, just like we taught you.
Alright. Well, now they're allowing me to go back here. There's only one area I haven't been to. This area, right? That's the gate. So which is this temple, of course. So of course there is going to be a gate here because they want to make it easier on you, so you don't have to go exploring all around. So this is also a good thing too by leaving a gate there.
This is a statue of Folset, the god of law. We just call it the Beast statue. But I think in the game's story, it's supposed to be an important god or something. See that treasure box? That's the offering to the Beast statue. There's a rare item inside of that you can only get in this area.
Go ahead and open it, Haseo.
Sure? Go ahead. You're still a noob. You need all the help you can get.
Right here.
Thanks. What the?
The items in the treasure chest are your rewards.
Yes, and our reward is you.
I love taking out these pathetic noobs. It's really quite fun. Face it, an idiot like you isn't qualified to play this game.
Hey, hold on. I thought you said I could kill this one. Don't you remember? After all, this is my reward! Nice try, dear.
How pathetic.
Well, what do you expect from a noob who's just logged in for the first time?
Ugh, come on, say something already.
Hello?
I swear, just pretend to be their friend. And they fall all over themselves to let you PK them. Hey, you're still around, aren't you, kid? Huh? What the?
Comes a famous line in this game.
Welcome to the world.
What an idiot. Ha!
The terror of death!
It's Aseo! The PKK!
What?
I'm surprised. I didn't think you'd be that strong. I guess this means that the rumor about you killing 100 PKers wasn't a lie after all. Hey, come on, don't look at me like that. Here, let me apologize. So just take it easy, calm down, and die!
Do you know Tri-Edge?
What did you say?
He's a legendary PK shrouded in blue fire. They say players that get killed by him never come back to the game.
Huh? Oh, come on now. Don't tell me you actually believe that crap. Those old forum fairy tales. So, you think you can go up against me, the Great Bordeaux, and just walk away like nothing happened?
Yeah, I think I can.
So it's you. You, the character that stinks of death. The terror of death. You're the PKK, Haseo. Players who kill other players are disgraceful. And I agree it's terrible how PKs can just strut around the world so easily these days. But is it right that you PKKs have chosen to use brute force to stop them?
I don't have time for this. Not now.
You have no authority, and it earns you nothing. So why? I am the leader of Moon Tree's Unit 2. My friends call me Sakaki, and I'm afraid I cannot overlook your actions.
Did you say Moon Tree? What's that? The name of a guild? Sorry, Sakaki, but I've already got enough friends. Thanks.
Do you always interrupt people like that? You know, Sakaki wasn't finished talking to you yet.
Shino!
Atali, do you know this person?
No?
Atali.
It's not unusual to meet players with similar characters in an online game like this. Just a case of mistaken identity.
Hey, you. Why don't you just... Huh? A text message. Delta Hidden Forbidden Waterfall. Waiting at RK Keln. But who sent it? Ovan!
Just hold on a moment. Why don't you stop acting like a complete fool? Remember what you PKKs are trying to do. If you succeed, you'll be no different from the PKs themselves.
Ovan!
It's been a long time, Haseo. Or maybe I should call you the Terror of Death. You've gotten quite strong. A lot stronger than you were back then.
Well, I was forced to become stronger, thanks to you. You, where have you been?
Haseo, always the reliable one. I knew I could count on you.
When the Twilight Brigade broke up, why didn't you come then? What have you been doing the last 6 months?
I was busy. It was such a small seed. I needed to find out what was growing inside. And there was only one way to find out. That's why I decided to raise it.
You raised it? What are you talking about, Ovan?
I'm speaking figuratively.
When you suddenly disappeared, we all just... Why did you disappear like that? After that, Shino...
Haseo, do you want to know about Tri-Edge?
Wait, you know Tri-Edge?
6 months now, and Shino hasn't come back to the world since Tri-Edge killed her. Meanwhile, the real-life Shino is lying in a coma, and no one seems to know the reason why. Tri-Edge, he is not a normal PK.
So you knew about Shino?
Yes, but that's all that I know. But if you were able to find Tri-Edge, you might learn something about Shino's coma. You may also learn more about what really happened that day. And if you were somehow able to defeat Tri-Edge,
then maybe Shino would come out of the coma.
if my information is correct, he will be back today at the scene of the crime.
The scene of the crime? You mean...
Delta Hidden Forbidden Holy Ground. The place where Shino was killed.
The Holy Grand's Cathedral. Yes, finally. I'll get my chance. I swear I'll bring Shino back. I'll do it, Ovan!
Yes, you and I, We're the only ones who could possibly bring her back.
We're the only ones. Ovan?
I'll meet you at the Holy Ground. There are some things I must do. He will be back today, at the scene of the crime.
Tri-Edge is coming here.
They say there used to be a statue of a girl here.
A girl?
That's right. She was called Aura.
I wonder, why'd she disappear?
Who knows? Maybe she just lost her interest. Lost hope for this world.
What's that sound? Is that Tri-Edge? You bastard! What the hell are you? This guy killed Shino. It's not over yet! Huh? What the? I was fighting Tri-Edge, but then... Damn it, I can't remember. Huh? I don't remember doing that. Reformatted? What's going on? What about my emails? Huh? What the hell? I would never delete these. They're all gone? Even the emails I got from Shino. Everything's been reformatted. What the hell is going on? An email? Fine, let's take a look. Ovan?
There are two paths before you. One of these will lead to safety and shame. It's a path where you give up the world and never log in again. The other path leads to peril and pride. There's a path where you continue the world and resume your search for the truth. Let me be blunt. The latter is torturous and will threaten both your mind and body. Once you have chosen it, there will be no turning back. If you still choose to walk this path, then there will come a time when you and I meet once again in the world. The time comes, I will once again say this to you. Welcome to the world.
Trial and truth. Whether or not I should quit the world? You should know better, Ovan. I'm gonna go back to the world, and then I'm gonna get Shino back, no matter what.
So before I make any continuation of this game entirely, so you're looking at a brand new OS, for one thing. So Haseo joined a guild, which is related to an anime called Hack Roots, okay? You do not see what happens in Roots in-game at all. The girl that he's talking about, Shino, she had already been attacked by a PKer and is in a coma. Tri-Edge, who supposedly is a PKer, and they think it is the character that resembles Kite. Okay? You remember what Kite looks like. The character that is there is technically the remains of Kite. We don't know what happened to Kite between .hack and GU. As far as I know, Roots doesn't even mention what happens to Kite. So, in this new update, which they are calling it the World R2, has PKers, player killers, and of course PKKers, which is player killer killers. So you have the option to what they call PK, which is a form of killing players in the game, which is a weird mechanic that they add, but it allows people to play the world however they want. So, this is an in-depth UI. I get a very in-depth news here. So, Online Jack, Salvador Ahar. Welcome to Online Jack, the no-holds-bar information program that brings you to the hottest topics. Our star reporter, Salvador Ahara, will bring you all the dirt you want to know, and here's this week. Jack targets Doll syndrome. Doll syndrome is the mysterious illness that is secretly spreading among elementary school students. Our Online Jack investigates will lock on to Tachiro Shigaya, the noted professor and author of online games, are turning our children into dolls. Dangers of Down syndrome. Okay, everyone, let's call our Salvador Ahara. So apparently this is a video.
This is Salvador Ihara's Online Jack. We investigate the hottest controversies in today's news. The in-your-face, hard-hitting show. Welcome to Online Jack. Okay, get ready, all you netizens out there. Today's Jack target is Doll syndrome. Have you heard of it? It's the mystery illness that's spreading like wildfire among grade schoolers. It causes verbal and mental defects that leave victims non-responsive. That's right, this disease turns children into lifeless dolls, oh no! But we'll fight back. To combat this earth-shattering crisis, we at Online Jack started an investigation. I, Salvador Ihara, will save the world! It's called Doll syndrome, a truly mysterious illness. Some scientists tell us the cause is endocrine-disrupting chemicals, but what I want to showcase here is this book. Internet games are turning our kids into dolls, a warning about doll syndrome. Taichiro Sugai, a professor from Takayama University, wrote the book and lives here. According to his book, doll syndrome's root cause is none other than online games. Online games, famous games such as The World, perhaps. I love them too, but he says that online games and their more than 12 million participants all living out their virtual dreams are the cause. You'll remember that several years ago, the World game was found to be responsible for players being put into a coma. Could it be that it's also causing the dreaded doll syndrome? Are these online games nothing but a blight upon our society? If the professor feels that way, then let's see what he has to say. Let us begin the interview.
What do you want? You know how late it is?
Hey there, I'm the host of Online Jack, Salvador Ihara. I have a few questions about your book, Online Games Are Turning Our Kids into Dolls, a warning about doll syndrome. Can you believe this guy? Open up, Professor Sugai. We want to talk to you.
You've just come to make fun of my book, haven't you? Get away from here!
If you don't explain yourself on camera, sir, you'll make yourself look even more suspicious.
I don't have to explain myself. All I did was publish the results of my own independent research.
How you say independent research, but isn't it true that your sources themselves are questionable?
Not as questionable as you.
Well, then prove to us that your sources are credible. If you do, we won't bother you anymore, Professor.
Oh! Give me a break. Who would believe you? And another thing, I'm an associate professor.
Okay. Well, we were turned down by Associate Professor Sugai, but to follow our own independent research, we went undercover into the very elementary school that Sugai was investigating. This is the elementary school where Associate Professor Sugai was conducting his study on doll syndrome. Is a killer disease stalking the children of this ordinary elementary school? Let's take a look. Hey there, boys and girls. There's no need to fear. Salvador Ihara is here.
Who are you? We're in the middle of class.
Oh, what is this vision of loveliness that graces our presence? Hello, senorita.
What?
You and I can save the world together. Viva Salvador!
Get out of here, you creep!
Here we are in the teacher's lounge. I haven't been to one of these since the days when I used to peep under girls' skirts.
If you want to film in here, you need to get permission first.
But the whole purpose of the show is it's undercover.
You entertainment people have no decency.
You're so beautiful when you're angry.
Stop that. What are you investigating?
Doll syndrome. Miss Michiru Tajima, teacher of 4th grade class 1.
That was interesting, wasn't it, Di? Okay, R2 breaks the 12 million mark. Thanks to the supports of its many fans, the world will celebrate its 10th anniversary this year. CyberConnect Japan, hereafter referred to as CC Corp, today announced that the online RPG, The World R2, reached 12 million copies in sales worldwide. See today. CyberConnect Japan announced today that its popular online game, The World R2, has sold 12 million copies worldwide. CC Corp's others products include The World, Fate Must Die, Person, and Kuru Kuru Michi. So, The World, in this case, has been upgraded to The World R2. So, the old world is dead. The World R2 is the online game set in a fantasy world where humans and beasts live together. Players become world-renowned adventurers and travel around killing monsters and discovering the world's secrets. As recently as a few years ago, shares the world were all at an all-time low due to emergencies of new developers. On top of that, the world was completely shut down after all data was lost in a disaster fire at CC Corp's headquarters. That screenshot that we're seeing in the article is actually a location from the original The World. Amid the chaos and compensation issues that resulted from those events, CC Corp announced the sequel, The World R2. Most people deemed it a desperate plea for attention. Many analyses declare that R2 would fail miserably. However, the figures shown today have proven that The World is as popular as ever. CC Corp seems confident. Watch us overcome the problems we encounter on our previous title. It seems everyone will be watching The World for some time to come. Okay. New space station nearing completion. It's been 5 years since the space station evolution was completed, and the second station announced the International Space Station built with the Corporation of America, Japan. The EU, Russia, and China is finally nearing completion immediately. It's projected to launch in 2017. We're already in the past. Its contrast to the evolution, which is currently being used as a space laboratory, the new space station is planned for use in constructions of moon bases, exploration of Mars, and the search of extraterrestrial intelligence.
With the participation of Japan and many other countries, the International Space Station, slated for completion in 2017, is nearly done. As large as a soccer stadium, this fully manned facility will be used for various types of research in a deep space environment.
Do you like these quick videos, Di? The Administration Relations Bill has been passed with a majority vote. With this, the organization of our government approaches the final stages. Starting this month, all local servers managed by regional governments will be frozen, and all the various ID rules used by self-governing bodies will be unified to federal government specifications. And in addition, it will become required for all governing bodies to adapt the numbering system, and for all citizens to wear their own number at all times for administrative purposes. The system introduced to speed up government processes by conducting them online is already being used in online banking, shopping, and other sites. By using a receiver placed in one's home, all Japanese citizens will be able to use their cell phones or mobile computers to access a variety of services from anywhere in the country. Yet, in spite of the incredible conveniences we have today, the system has met with server opposition. Recently, the Independent Japan Party won many seats in the lower house of the Diet because of their popular position to abandon the bill altogether. Call for all political parties to discuss this bill are still continuing. The problems has attracted a lot of media attention. Mr. K.O.G., chief editor of the weekly magazine Netwatcher, has this to say: "It is true that this system will make things very convenient. When you compare the time when the bill was first approved to now, encryption technology has ruled huge leaps. The NAB, Network Administration Bureau, has been established, and some semblance of order has been brought to the internet. There are far fewer data leaks, and at first glance it would appear that there are no problems whatsoever. However, take a moment to think. In exchange for IT advancements and a more convenient lifestyle, we have been reduced to being defined by a 15-digit combination. This is no different from the ear tags placed on cows and horses to tell them apart. No wonder the people are so opposed to this degrading system. Despite all this, the system has made it through the legal process and will soon be a part of our lives. Will there ever come a day when we welcome it? Daily Hoche."
The Online Administration Act received a majority vote of the ruling party, meaning the adoption of the citizen numbering system seems to be inevitable. As a result, the process of converting to an electronic government has overcome its final hurdle.
To be honest with you, we're already experiencing this in real life. So a lot of this, you may think it's just something the game came up with. But there's a lot of things that you see in this particular game, well, we're already experiencing it in real life. Game causes juvenile delinquency. Yep, this is a real life occurrence too. I'm a hero. These are the words written on a sketchbook found in a young boy's school bag. The recent outbreak of juvenile delinquents is said to be the effect of video games, according to experts. Games have far better graphics compared to novels and comics, and games are interactive. It is easy for children to see themselves as the protagonists of their favorite game. This is a dangerous phenomenon. For example, what would happen if a child were to play an extreme action game and began to believe that he was the game's main character? He could possibly act in real life the same way he could in the video game. It frightens me just thinking about the circumstances of this. Excuse me. There are several causes apparent of both game-influenced assailants and their victims suing game companies, claiming they are responsible for making their children into criminals or are somehow responsible for their child's death. However, the game companies respond by saying, we have implemented a perfectly good rating system for our games. No one is allowed to buy them without proper identification. Perhaps the ones who are truly to blame are the parents who allow their children to buy such games. That statement is 100% correct. A friend of one of the victims had this to say: you can't just blame the problem on one thing. It's more complex than that. Everyone involved has to share the blame. Well, video games themselves aren't exactly the blame for children activity. You do have to put a lot of that blame on the parents as well, okay? Because the parents does have to control their child in some way. Teach them that there's a difference between reality and video games. Don't do what the video games shows you. That is not reality. If you keep teaching them that, they will understand that they cannot be doing this in real life. Game makers, parents, and even myself are no exception. We should all realize this and stop this pointless arguing. After all, it's not like arguing will help bring back what was lost. Alright, we're going to get another video on this one. So, CyberConnect Japan announces a new model of M2D Micro Monocle Display. The M2D has been developed as the new generation of HMDs, head-mounted displays. Okay? Previous models have surfaced from various imbalances, such as high-performance technology in a heavy, awkward helmet or goggle types that were lacking in audiovisual capability. However, this new generation HMD features all the comfort of a light goggle display together with AV performance that outperforms previous helmet types. Well, the goggles that they show in the picture, we still don't have those, but we do have VR headsets. Now, they're not that light. If you've played the Oculus, you'll understand how heavy they are. If you played the PlayStation VR, you know how heavy they are. They can increase neck strain. It features a standard 1280 by 1024 full color projection display. That is a small display. We were already at 1920 by 1080 by 2017, and we actually were higher than that by 2017. So this is a very tiny display. Complete with transparency option and high quality auto immersion. Thanks to its new Omnisphere system, its default usage is monocle mode, a mode where the screen is displayed in only one lens. But it is also capable of switching into double lens mode, allowing one to enjoy a full immersive virtual world. Computer service is excellent as well, with regular updates and completely complementary software. I personally recommend the software automatic road interpretation. It allows you to select objects in front of you and provides easy access to information about them. It has already been selected as the standard equipment for CC Japanese online game The World R2. Plans for it to be used in other company projects are said to be in the works. It's a bit pricey with a suggested price of $420, but it is worth it. Can't wait for it to release. $420. We're already complaining about the Switch being at $450.
Display your world. For business or for entertainment, the new M2D Micro Monocle display now on sale. Once you're freed from your mobile, the net opens up in front of your eyes.
Today marked the official launch of ASST, short for Advanced Supersonic Travel. Since the use of Concords was abandoned more than 10 years ago, Japan and Europe have cooperated in developing the first usable ASST model. The plane seats 250 people, possessing a cruising range of 10,000 kilometers, and can fly from Tokyo to New York in roughly 4 hours. That is fast. A considerable reduction from the current 14-hour trip. Although a day trip to New York City is no longer a mere dream. To make this dream come true will require some serious cash and a lot of protection against air friction. Going that fast with planes, if they went fast now, the body of that plane would be gone. It would be completely burned. The current price of a one-way New York-Tokyo ticket is 3,200,000 yen, or roughly $30,000. A round trip is doubled that. So we're looking at $60,000. It's enough to make the old expensive Concorde prices feel like pocket change in comparison. However, there appears to be no shortage of people desperately seeking tickets despite the high prices. The moment ASST flights were announced, new Ace Airline phones began ringing off the hook, with requests for tickets causing the phone lines to become jammed. Phone lines today? What's been working with phone lines today? To be honest, we still have landline phones, but to use the phrase causing the phone lines to become jammed, very old, very, very old. One NA employee remarked that he just hopes his company can keep going at this rate. A round-trip Concorde flight between London and New York costs between $9,000 to $13,000.
The supersonic passenger jet, ASST, which can attain speeds of over Mach 3, has been officially commissioned. As a result, the amount of time it takes to fly from Tokyo to New York has been shortened from 14 hours to just 4 hours.
It wasn't long ago that the word introvert referred to someone who would spend most of the day cooped up in their room playing online games. But now advances in mobile technology have given birth to a new type of introvert known as outdoor introverts, who play online games wherever they go. These introverts insist that they are healthier than their indoor counterparts because they spend more time outside. But their refusal to let go of their mobile devices, whether they're traveling to work or school, shopping, eating out, or even going on a date, is unnatural. One of these introverts, John Doe, very basic name, a 20-year-old college student, says, "Nothing I do in the real world feels real. So much more satisfying to complete a quest with your friends together online." For them, online games are more than just entertainment. If anything, their meal times and errands only serve as something to do in between game sessions. And now these people are outside, being introverts, like is completely natural.
In the old days, when people thought of an online junkie, they envisioned someone locked in their room, glued to their computer 24 hours a day. But today, due to radical improvements in mobile devices, network games can be enjoyed outside and have given rise to a whole new breed of online junkies.
Incidents of players dying from playing online games for too long are increasing around the world. Most cases, players die from heart failure due to extreme exhaustion after playing a game for over 30 straight hours. Who can play games for that long? There's 24 hours in a day and you're sitting there playing a game for 30 hours? Wow! No sleep time. One college student was enjoying a game in an internet cafe when he suddenly collapsed. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. So he was dead on arrival. The student was a well-known player in the online game The World. He was reportedly leveling up his character in preparation for a title match in the arena, an online series of gladiator-like battles. There have also been incidents of players dying from too much excitement after losing an arena match, placing greater focus on the problem of online game addiction. Some people have said it's a flash, the world was gone. It's been 2 years since the largest online game ever, The World, with 20 million copies sold worldwide, was taken offline. It was around this time that CyberConnect Japan, hereby referred to as CC Corp, had a fire at their headquarters. As the extent of the damage caused by the fire, which wiped out all the world's data, became increasingly apparent, CC Corp's leaders held a rather somber press conference. The game program, character data, and cyber data were all reduced to ashes and was drenches in water used to put out the fire. This happened soon after a string of break-ins, which meant that usage of Megafloat had just been stopped. All backup data was in the company's headquarters. Online data has been recognized as property of many years ago, but unlike antiques, jewelry, or other tangible objects, the moment data is damaged or disappeared, it loses all its worth forever. Now I understand why I've seen the menu screen. Right there it is. Even now, the voices of those seeking their lost property can be heard, but CC Corp refuses to budge from their unraveling attitude of it's gone and it ain't coming back. Now, 2 years since that incident, there still appears to be no end to this discussion about online data, personal properties, and protection. Even with the premise release, The World R2. The Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare announced today that, according to the latest Japanese census, the number of ubiquitous families has surpassed 70% of the population. Ubiquitous is a Latin word meaning unevenly disturbed. It refers to the third generation of computers. The first generation was mainframe, one computer per household. The second was the personal computer, one for each family member. In the current third generation, using a computer in daily life has become almost as natural as eating. We can connect to the internet without effort or even conscious thought, anywhere, anytime. Home electronics are now managed by a personal home server. and we are now able to watch over everything from the contents of our refrigerator to the temperature of our bathtubs, programming TV shows onto our HD recorders, and even check if our doors are properly locked from any terminal anywhere, including our cell phones. Furthermore, progress made in voice and handwriting recognition has opened up computers to a more active, flexible method of working, and users are no longer ruled by a strict list of settings managed by a machine. While it comes as no surprise that the most active members of the ubiquitous family are in the 20s, what is surprising is that the next large group is made up of senior citizens. The ministry reported that the main reason for this is to add simplicity. Such connectivity allows the elderly in managing their home. Well, we have some of this. Homes aren't connected to a natural hub that connects their bathtubs, their refrigerators, their microwaves, their doors, their vacuum cleaners, their television, or whatever. But we have a lot of this technology. Phones are off the internet. You can buy a refrigerator that can connect to the internet. You can buy a microwave that can connect to the internet. But it's not a central hub. It's just a box to send out signal. Okay. All right. We still got more news. Citizen numbering system passes. 15 years after the administration relation bill was passed, the digitalization of our government is at long last approaching its final stages. But how many people have vehemently opposed this bill since its inception, only to be ignored to the last? Deleted dated ongoing grudges. Some people have said in a flash the world was gone. Even now, the discussion on personal data ownership and administrative rights to protect that data online continues with no end in sight. What have we learned since the CC Corp fire? Okay. We already seen that. All right, some more news. The new headquarters for CyberConnect Japan has been completed. The new building, designed with an avant-garde look and located close to a high-powered commercial area, is sure to become the next great landmark in the city center. Hello, Phoenix. CyberConnect Museum, located on the ground level, is open to the public, though one must apply for admission, and popular characters from its international mega hit, The World, will greet visitors personally. 2 years after the fire, employees are happy to be leaving their cramped temporary offices and moving back to a proper working environment. Users have also been eagerly anticipating the move in the hope that newer and more interesting games will be made as a result. 1. Fire broke out in CC Corp headquarters in 2015, reportedly caused by a spark in an electric device. Several people were killed and many were injured.
After having suffered a huge fire in 2015, CyberConnect Japan's new home office has now been completed. Subsequent investigations determined that a spark from electrical equipment led to the blaze 2 years earlier, resulting in multiple deaths and injuries.
Okay. Earlier this morning, 4 employees at CyberConnect Japan, hereafter referred to as the CC Corp, suffered electric shocks while working to construct a company server and were promptly rushed to the hospital. All 4 are unconscious and in critical condition. CC Corp commented, "We are still searching for the cause of the tragic accident. Similar incidents occurred 7 years ago when a number of employees monitoring a server were rendered unconscious. At the time, CC Corp was severely admonished for its lack of safety protocols. As a result, introduces a TSN system into the headquarters, but accidents connecting to occur. 2 years ago, CC Corp headquarters suffered a huge fire in which several of their employees were killed. These constant accidents are prompting questions about the company's intentions regarding safety in the workplace. Try surveillance network system. 3 different AIs are set inside the company network to monitor it. It is designed to prevent information leaks. Improper network usage and company-wide system problems. Developed in 2010 by the International Electronic General Technology Research Center. Dark side of the online generation. As soon as we called each other by our world names, I felt like something had gone far away, said one of the young culprits to his lawyer. It has been 2 months since the incident in which 3 young boys took over a school facility room, or faculty room. Currently, they live in separate rooms while undergoing a reform program. Only recently has one of the boys started to speak about what happened that day. Even now, they continue to inhabit a virtual reality, said a source close to the boys. They don't like to talk about school, and when asked about their family and friends, they reply with only the most basic information possible. The only time their eyes sparkle is when talking about the world. When asked who his best friend is, one boy replies with a Western name. If one were to then ask him if that is the name of his pen pal, his expression saddens and he responds, "I don't have any friends in real life." One thing these boys can be said to have in common is the fact that they have all completely removed themselves from the real world. They do not trust the real world. How many of you guys today don't trust the real world? In a sense, I don't, but I'm forced to live with it, and I'm not going to lock myself in an online game because I don't like the world. I told people online about my problems in real life. No one would care about them, but online, everybody cares. My online friends are all so nice. They worry about me. They give me advice. I just wish real life was like my life online. Although discussion about the effects of online gaming on young boys has been going on for years. Public opinions have been removing against games as more and more facts of the case come to light. These boys know reality, yet do not seem to understand it. What will they see when they return to the real world?
It was discovered that the 3 armed youths who were responsible for the recent school riot were devoted online gamers. Following this discovery, public criticism of online games increased sharply.
Okay, that looks like that's it for that one. Some world news. New space station nearing completion. This one is, we already looked at the video for this one. The International Space Station, built with the Corporation of America, Japan, the EU, Russia, and China, is finally nearing completion. Initially, it was projected to launch in 2017. Games causing juvenile delinquency. We've read a bigger article on this one. I'm a hero. These are the words written on a sketchbook found in a young boy's school bag. The recent outbreak of juvenile delinquency is said to be the effect of video games, according to experts. All right. World meeting on global warming. A meeting was held this week in Kazakhstan, Central Asia, about the greenhouse effect and cutting down greenhouse emissions such as CO2. Thanks to progress made in carbon dioxide processing technology, the amount of CO2 released last year was down to 10% of what it was in the 1990s. However, the problem of global warming has yet to be fully restored due to the expanding energy needs of former third world countries. 5 Japanese to play in an all-star game. This year marks the first time the 5 Japanese players will be playing in the baseball all-star game. Among them, 33-year-old Kyuji Nakasugi will be playing in the majors for the 4th consecutive year and currently holds second place for most home runs batted this season with 20 home runs so far. Nakasugi commented in his blogs saying that, "I'm very happy to have been chosen as an all-star again this year. I hope to look forward to my home run contest." Okay. We read about this airplane. Today marked the official launch of ASST, short for Advanced Supersonic Travel. ASST technology makes it possible to fly from New York to Tokyo in around 2 hours. It said 4 hours in the other article. And we already read this one. The Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare announced today that according to the latest Japanese census, the members of ubiquitous families have surpassed 70% of population. All right. Virtual academics officially begins. Starting this year, a private high school in the city will begin offering virtual academic courses. Go get it. Go get it. Don't play with my cord. For the last 2 years, the school has been conducting back trials with physically disabled and hospitalized students. The process involves preparing a virtual classroom on a network, which the students attend via M2D displays. Virtual avatars based on student actual appearances are assembled using CG. Students are now able to look out a virtual window, which they're not going to be displayed as a CG in the real world. That's just not going to happen. Instead of merely granting high school graduates qualifications as most distance learning courses provide, this system's goals are to provide students with a real memory of school life. New GPS system widely used. New global positioning system for cars that monitor real-life traffic information through a constant connection to a database of the Ministry of Land. Infrastructure and transportations are now in widespread practical use. We already have this. We actually do. They're in Tesla cars. The new system speaks with the driver as naturally as a human and learns the driver's speech and behavior patterns over time, enabling the system to understand and set a direction even when the driver refers to vague terms such as the usual place or work. Tesla's AI system understands that. Yes, that is the behavior of the AI inside of a Tesla car. This is basically the Tesla. Furthermore, the systems are equipped with highway specific auto drive functions, allowing users to leave the driving entirely up to the GPS system. Well, it's not 100% how that goes. The person has to sit in the driver's seat because there's a camera inside the driver, inside the car itself, that has to be looking at the driver. If the driver's constantly looking at the road, that car will drive itself. But if they don't see a driver in the driver's seat, or that driver's eyes been off the road for an extended period of time, that car stops. So it can drive itself while the driver's in the driver's seat. %50 support microchips for children. The belief that Japan was a safe society has long since been destroyed. Now a new study reveals that over 50% of parents want to have microchips embedded in their children's bodies to prevent them from getting lost or kidnapped. Well, we had these, but they're not regulated by law. They do exist. Currently, the safety chip from Horizon HQ is being widely distributed. The chip size is less than half a grain of rice, and scanning the area it's embedding is usually the neck with a special scanner. All the information contained in the chip can be easily downloaded. I don't think the chip is that small. I don't think the chip is that small here in real life. I think it is a little bit bigger than a grain of rice. The chip costs $115 and a monthly fee of $10 is required to access and manage the database. Once the chip is embedded, the embeddee can use it as they would a cell phone in order to get cash, buy groceries, enter passwords, and so on. However, the chip can also be used to view personal history and or criminal records, pinpoint their exact location using GPS technology. Furthermore, it is also possible to use the chip to pay for train tickets and highway tolls, and to send information to a computer or cell phone by pointing it towards them. However, many people are strongly opposed to implanting a chip into a child who are unable to make their own decisions. Well, the chip can't do that here in life. It's just a tracking device that they implant in the children, which I'm not going to do if I have any kids of my own. Calling parents who choose to do so ecological and invasive. In response to these complaints, Horizon Inc. is developing a new model called Guard Bangle, which is a bracelet with a chip embedded in it. But this option leaves itself wide open to theft, defeating the purpose of having one for safety purposes. Many teenagers desire to have one of these chips implanted for the cool factor, but in a survey of children who have had these chips implanted, over 80% say they regret it. It seems that these chips have a long way to go before they'll be accepted by society. Okay. We already seen this one. CyberConnect Japan announced the release of the new M2D micro monocle display. The retail price will be 49,080 yen, which I believe they said it was $420. You need to stop playing with the cord here. We read about outdoor introverts. Advanced in mobile technology have given birth to new types of introverts known as outdoor introverts. They refuse to let... You need to stop it, I said! Advances in mobile technology have given birth to new types of introverts known as outdoor introverts. They refuse to let go of their mobile devices during travel, work, school, shopping, eating, and even romantic dates. Well, unfortunately, you would instantly get fired if you brought any types of video games on the work floor. You can play your video games during breaks, but if you're seen playing video games on the floor, goodbye work. Player killers and player killed. Players known as PKers exist in online games. They are player killers, and they play the game to defeat other player characters. PKing also refers to the actual act of killing a player. The victims of PKers often lose experience points and in-game currency, and many of them have given up playing online games due to this shock. When asked, most PKers would say things like, if it's allowed in the game, then it's not against the rule. Everyone's got different playing styles. Or if you don't like it, go play a game that doesn't allow it. It is true that there are many online games that do not allow PKing. However, on the other hand, when considering that many players as non-PK games have far lower motivations to play than their PK game counterparts, it becomes difficult to say whether PKers are good or bad at the game. One player had this to say, the PK problem will never go away unless the people controlling the characters change. Crimson versus Service Down. Okay, so I know what this is. Crimson versus the popular online card game run by CyberConnect Japan remains offline 6 months after efforts to expand the server and conduct software updates. Crimson versus is played together with the World R2. Players make a custom deck out of hundreds of different cards and pit them against other players' deck online. One of the main problems with this type of online card game is the fact that none of the cards a player gains actually exist. They're all just data uploaded to a server. Therefore, during long periods of downtime, such as the current one, players cannot use or even admire one's hard-earned collection. To that end, CyberConnect Japan has been flooded with requests for users to hurry up and resume the game's service. Fans of the game, ranging from elementary school students to adults, are even now eagerly awaiting the return of their favorite pastime. That is the end of the news. This is the forum, which the forum before was actually before you entered the world itself. Okay. I'm going to talk a bit about PKs. The PK system was announced around the days of Fragments. Until it was established in the middle of days, the world R1, it was a system that made the world really unique. When the PKs were abolished, the players held protests at each of the root towns, and fan sites demanded that PKs be brought back. Now for the World R2, the PK system has been brought back. It has its pros and cons, but the players generally welcome it when it first started. But lately, there have been a growing number of people who call for it to be abolished again. The Outside World 2, people are talking a lot about whether it's morally correct to have a game where people kill each other. So, considering all of these things, I have a question. Does the world really need PKs? Please give me your detailed answer. Thank you. Guy, I'll let you answer that question. The purpose of this thread is not to criticize PKs. Please don't flame or troll. Thank you. I think the world definitely needs PKs, though I personally hate PKs. In network games with no PKing, you have no choice but to accept getting cheated or get swindled by other players. But in the world, there's the PK system. If you use your brain, you can use the PK system to protect yourself. So just for a self-defense point of view, the PK system is necessary. That's basically my opinion. I'm against the current PK system. I won't say that the system itself is bad. However, I can agree with a system that blames the victims and says that if you don't want to get PK'd, you should do the PKing first. For example, they could make some servers where PKing is allowed and others where it's forbidden. Or make it so you can't turn PKing on or off if it's off. You can't PK someone and you can't be PK'd either. I wish CC Corp would think of a way to separate the people that want it and the people that don't want it. I personally think either way is fine. Even if you get PK'd, it's not that big of a deal, as it's within the game. So maybe you'll lose some experience in the time you spent to get those points. At worst, you may lose some items too, that's it. So do you really have to talk about who got PK'd and who did the PKing? Naturally, if your dear character is PK'd, it's going to upset you, but it's just a game, right? I'm not saying you should enjoy getting PK'd, but maybe just take a little bit more lightly. It's not an issue of is it necessary or not, is it? That's part of the game. The real winner are the ones that have fun. I'm all for the PK system. I started playing the world because it had PK system, which is something that I wanted to experience, although my fear of retaliation prevents me from PKing anyone. For someone who wants to play a game with a PK system such as myself, it is absolutely necessary to have one. I want to talk about the World R2. It's a mistake to have the PK system applied to the entire game. They say that the arena was created to calm down the whole PK controversy, but I think it's done the opposite. I think they should have made it so the PK system applied only to the arena and left the rest of the game PK free. So what's your opinion, Dai? Do you think it should be more controlled? Be eliminated? Or do you think it's fine the way it is? Where can I get Shell? You don't have any opinion. I'm looking for an Shell. I just started, so I don't have much money, and I'm hoping to get one from some monster and treasure chests. Where can I find one? Someone tell me. Must be tough just getting started. Let me think. Go to the area below and break the barrels. I think you'll find some. Delta Buzzing Wrath Puddle. So you don't have money, be brave and you'll do fine. So this is how you acquire words. Just like the other one, that's how you acquire words. Epitaph for Twilight. I heard a weird thing from a friend of mine. Is it really true that the world was created based on the epic poem Epitaph of Twilight? Also, if this is true, what is that on the official page? Does anyone here know anything about this? I believe this is true. CC Corp won't officially admit it though. Well, that's the Epitaph of Twilight, right? I heard that the Epitaph of Twilight was a fantasy-style story about a search for a dragon, but the main background story for the world is just about a bunch of guys fighting each other. I don't think that can be right. The previous version of the world, R1, was mostly definitely based around the poem Epitaph of Twilight. It said that the words written on the altar in Grons are proof of that. With regards to the World R2, the two event planners structured the game from scratch while incorporating the atmospheres of the World R1 as much as possible. Excuse me, but could you tell me me your source? CC Corporation's design. So this is how I think it is. Fragment, based on the Epitaph of Twilight. The World R1, based on Epitaph of Twilight. The World R2, CC Corp's original scenario, partly based on the previous game. The design has insider info from the designer. I figured it would just be mindless advertising. Damn, I understand them. I underestimated them. Did you need to be a gold member of this CC Corp official fan club to be able to receive the design? Exactly. But you need to have $30 cash in your cyber wallet. So think carefully before you register. Wasn't there a guild that was collecting the Epitaph of Twilight and the Twilight Keys? I wonder if the guild is still active. I don't hear anything about them anymore. This is starting to look more and more like a bad rumor board. That was the Twilight Brigade. Now that you mention it, I haven't heard a thing about them lately either. They used to be so active too. We'll learn more about the Twilight Brigade later. The guild itself is no longer around. It seems that they just fell apart when the leader disappeared. But I heard the leader recently returned to the world. I guess the former member of the guild are starting to get active again too. I mistakenly used a rare serrated edge nickel coin I bought at an auction to buy a rice ball. Good evening. This is rice. Wow, really? I wonder if the rumor board is going to get busy again. If it gets to be what it used to be like, I'll be posting there too. Sorry for the noob-like question, but what exactly is this Epitaph of Twilight and the Twilight Key business? Well, please forgive me presumptuousness, but let me try to explain. Epitaph of Twilight. This is an epic poem that was posted on the internet for free. People say that the world R1 is based on it, but CC Corporation denies it. The people who wrote the poem is dead now, and you can no longer see the website where it was originally posted. The poem itself has been scattered as well. Twilight Key. This is a legendary item that is said to grant the wishes of whoever is lucky enough to find it. Lots of players have been looking for it ever since the days of Fragment. Despite the fact that an extremely large number of people are looking for it, there are no reports of anyone having seen it. Lately, most people have started to think that it might just be another urban legend since the information is so vague. I hope the above explanation has been useful. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be going. So the Twilight Brigade is a guild that is dedicated to finding something that doesn't exist. That sounds kind of romantic. I miss R1. Loving new things is part of the human nature, but so is loving old things. I want to go into the area again with a character that I put my spirit into making. I want to play with my dear companion. The image of a drenched CC Corp headquarters on the news, toasted server standing there with despair. The diligent petitions were not answered as CC Corp announced the resignation of the R1 restoration. However, listen to this. Even so, the old warm-hearted me still wants to go back. Note, I'm actually still warm-hearted. I hope the CC Corp guys, especially the executives, hear my cries, and I hope they bring back our dear old world. Well, they probably won't bring it back exactly the way it was. They could integrate it in with R2. I want them to bring back R1 too. It's not that I hate R2, it's just that I have more memories with R1. Damn it. Who started the fire anyways? Was R1 really that great? Isn't everyone exaggerating a bit. Graphically, R2 is way better. The game system is better too. Still think R2 wins hands down. I hope R2 really takes off. I admit that's true, but how do I put it? That doesn't matter. It's just not the same as R1. We want our old R1 back. I started playing from R2, so I don't understand why everyone makes such a big deal about R1. So here's my question. If R1 was brought back or remade or whatever, what would you all do? I'll play them both. The reason is that I don't want to lose the characters I build up in R2. I also want to play R1. That's a tough question. I guess I'd like to play both. I don't have much money. I'm not concerned. I'm not clever enough to play with both at the same time, so I guess I'd just wind up playing R2. Basically, I keep playing R2, just like Apple Star. I can't see myself playing both. But if our old character data is restored, I might just quit R2 and play R1 again. So this is about Crimson Versus, which we just read is offline right now. We will get into Crimson Versus later in their game. Complaining about this wouldn't speed up the process, so why don't we have a constructive discussion on what we can expect for the next version? A CC Corp employee may read it and pick up on some of our ideas. This is how Crimson Versus will change in the next release. Okay, write down all your best thoughts. There will be more hot girls. Huh? You don't like that? Personally, I would really love to see it, lol. I wish they'd come out with some sexy guy cards. I like guys with toned biceps and abs. I get hot just imagining them. For a moment, I agree with you, but you go for guys with muscles, lol. As for me, I like lanky, pretty guys. Forget that I said anything. I wish they would increase the number of cards in your deck stock. I hate having to have the deck in front of you and making notes all the time. Sorry for the boring option. Monster cards. Tons more of them. Pile them on. Can't get enough. That sounds like Pokemon. The Pokemon trading card game. They want more monsters? Go play a Pokemon trading card game. Phew. I'm already in the world mode. When in the next version, I want to see 4 times as many monster cards. That's what I want. That's the Pokemon trading card game. I thought they might do that. By the way, Tenyu? Are you that Tenyu? Kestrel's beast lover, right? I know this is out of the blue, but I love how you run around Makanu screaming beastie, lol. In the next version, I want to see them make my portrait even more beautiful. I'm sure they'll do that. Yikes, my cover is blown. And on top of that, are you hitting on me? Wow! Things are heating up in here, lol. I want them to use famous cartoon artists and illustrations for the artwork. The artwork now isn't bad, but it is where by some of these artists, it would be out of this world. I want to see cars by Mr. So-and-so. Don't you think? Whoever Mr. So-and-so is. Nagmon's post has been beautifully ignored. This has nothing to do with the next version, but I wish they put out an art collection, if possible in hardcover. 1 picture per page would be perfect, or maybe not. That would be too many pages. Oh, an art collection would be great. I'd want them to put sketches in there too. The cost would be even worse. How about different artists drawing the same subject? You don't believe my beauty? You guys are all blind. Well, I just want to try saying that. Don't get mad, okay? Nagmong, you made me laugh. The art collection's a great idea, but it can't be too expensive. This thread is getting too long, so I'm starting a new one. You can read the continuation here. About ceasing service. It's been a long time since they went out of the service. Do version upgrades and service expansion usually take this much time? I don't know much about computers, so I really don't care. Can somebody tell us the answer? Well, I'm not exactly an expert, but it sure feels like it's taking too long. According to rumors, the stoppage was caused by a virus. They say the whole story about an upgrade is just a lie. So it's not reliable info, right? Don't you think you should stop spreading rumors? This info is apparently true. Remember there were some graphical bugs just before the service was suspended? Those black spots that were popping up, I heard that was caused by a virus. It's been confirmed by an analyst on the rumor board, so I think it's rather reliable. I too think it's reliable information. As a programmer, a friend of mine to take a look, and he found a virus right away. This friend of yours sounds suspicious. Are you sure it's really true? I totally agree. It's unthinkable that a version or a server upgrade could take this long. Maybe a couple of years ago, but not now. I heard that rumor too. I personally think this rumor is believable, even though, like Killer Whale said, it's not for certain. In CC Corp's case, it seems likely. So, is it safe to say that we are all on the same page, that this has been too much time? ITA. Di, do you know what ITA stands for? Because I don't. I'm thinking ITA stands for I totally agree. What do you think, Di? Does that sound correct? I tried to start it, but it was temporarily out of service. What's going on? Hi there, my name is Alphonse. The problem is just like it says above, and on the top of that, not only is the game out of service, I'm also not able to view the official website. I don't know anything about this game other than that it's a card game. So if it's okay with you, I'd like those of you who know to tell me how to play this game. Okay, let me explain this. This is a type of card game where the game plays out automatically. The player creates a few decks, then place them into a deck pool known as the arena. After that, you just leave them alone. When you check the arena, you'll see that the deck is battling on its own and entering the points called battle points. Use the battle points to purchase new cards, strengthen your deck, and then leave them in the arena again. This is the basic cycle of the game. The stronger your opponent and the more convincingly you defeat them, the more battle points you earn. Also, so it's perfect for people that are busy with their jobs. Makes sense, lol. Okay, so let me see if I've got this right. It's a regular card game, but the player moves are set to auto, right? But doesn't that mean that once you make your strongest deck, that's the end of it? You got it. To avoid the problem, they use what's called the Trinity system. Trinity is kind of like a game of rock, paper, scissors. Instead of rock, paper, scissors, though, there's wing, gun, and shield. They interact in the following ways. Wing is weak against gun, gets shot down. Gun is weak against shield, can't pierce shield. Shield is weak against wing attacks from above. All the cards are given one of these elements. So depending on your strategy, you can defeat a really strong card with a really weak one. Cards can be divided into the following ways. General cards, a unit card. General cards control deck costs called Charisma and Crimson Versus. 3 unit cards can be placed within the boundaries of the general cards deck cost Charisma. Actually, you have to put 3 cards in them. Build up your deck while considering the following types of things. How to divide the costs among the predetermined numbers of unit cards. How to combine unit cards with other unit cards and with general cards. How to balance general cards' abilities with overall deck balance. I see. So it's pretty strategic after all. I can't wait until they start it up again. Hey everyone, thanks for the great information. Oh, I forgot one thing. Rumor says that the Crimson Versus will be completely revamped in its next update. I'm not sure how reliable it is though. The things mentioned in this thread may change. CC Corp is notorious for flip-flop on the specs. You should consider the information in this thread as purely a reference. How to start this game. I tried this game, but it won't start. How do I get it to start? The world runs okay on my computer. Do I need to use some kind of special thingy? Please tell me. The game is temporarily out of service. Please wait until it resumes. How long do I have to wait, and why is it out of service? I don't know. Everyone is waiting for CC Corp to make an announcement. I don't know the answer to that either. We're waiting for CC Corp's announcement. Okay, I got it. Thanks for the answer. Okay, so that's Crimson Versus. So we're going to get some news. I've been playing Riot Game, but I got sick of it recently. Is there a network game that you recommend? I don't care if it's an MO or an MMO. The world doesn't have to be like Riot. It's even okay if it's not an FPS. Fantasy, sci-fi, I don't care. Thanks in advance. Okay, let me invite you right away. I have you checked out Forbidden yet. The world is close to Riot Gun, so I think you'll get used to it quickly. I think they're running a campaign for beginners right now. How about it? My personal recommendations are the Navigator or As You Like. Navigator is like a store management type MMO. You can do all sorts of different things like get into a dungeon to collect items, to sell, buy things from other adventure players, and buy out and eventually sell for profit. Other players' stores, the art has a new rare 2D dot matrix retro feel to it. As You Like is a miniature garden type MO game. Players start out on an uninhabited island and try to build civilization from scratch. Some islands can evolve into complete jungles, so many turn out to become a scene from a sci-fi novel. This one is a 3D, yet has a tender touch with cute characters. It's very different than Riot Game, but both are pretty interesting. Thanks for the info. They both sound like a simulation game. By the way, I'm one that got frustrated playing Outlaws of the Marsh online. But do you think an idiot like me can have fun with these games? I've never heard of it. What's it like? They just started beta testing it. The world is like Sci-Fi Treasure Island. You buy your own Star Cruiser and travel to other planets in search of treasure. It's pretty fun, attacking and defending yourself from space pirates, other players, and stuff. I feel like I've heard this game before. So you don't like Outlaws of Marsh online, huh? If you could have made steady progress, it might have been fun for you. But if you're not good at the type of game, maybe an action or command type game would be good. Double March might be a good choice. It's a military action game, but it's not an FPS. What do you think? Whoa, that sounds pretty cool, but it worries me that it's still in beta testing. Sounds like a lot of bugs. I played that one before I started Riot Gun. I was really obsessed with it for a while, but then I got sick of it and started Riot. I think I'm going to stay away from military games for a while. Thanks for the suggestion, though. Have you heard the news about the new International Space Station? It looks like the group is actively taking names for the space station. To make a suggestion, you have to be an elementary, middle, or high school student. So, do any of you students out there want to make a suggestion? If we participate, everyone will know our age. Oh well, it's okay. I'll go first. All for one. Okay, count me in too as I start the topic. How about unison? It means the sound of the same note. Like everyone should try to work together, you know. What about village? As in, we're all just one great big village. How about that, lol? My idea is yarn. Yarn is like a string. I thought it would be great if the whole world can be as one through this one string. I always thought there were a lot of scary people around these days, but what I saw on the news today convinced me even more. I guess you call these kids with sunglasses online junkies. Does that just scare the life out of you? Whenever I see that, I think of an old movie. I can't remember the name of it. Definitely. I feel bad saying it because that's how I earn my living, but it is scary. They all look as if they're all in the midst of being brainwashed or something, lying back with those awful sunglasses in a dark little room. The way is too perfect. Huh? You work for CC Corp? Unfortunately, no. I just work in an electronics store. I see Rice's name a lot in this game. Is that the one where you see aliens when you put on sunglasses? Or the one where secret agents with the same face attack the main character? Excuse me, but I'm one of the people, but I don't do the things you see on the news. I'm not slick enough to be surfing the internet or playing a game while walking at the same time. I've never been to an internet cafe before, but that's how it is in those places. That's awesome. Now I want to go and see for myself. I think it's that one. All I remember is that the people in town all start wearing sunglasses, so it might be different. Then it might be the one with the Secret Service guy. Oh, okay. I think everyone knows that the age restriction for games offline have become more strict, but I think the way they've handled things lately has been wrong. Naturally, I think there should be a policy against mindless portrayals of violence, but I don't think they should go so crazy about it either. Remind me of things like Drama Queen. Does everyone know what I mean? Oh, no. Predict another heated discussion. Oh, no. I think you've answered this thread yourself. I agree with that statement. However, the enforcement policy has just recently been changed, so I think we should give it a little more time. Drama what? Did I miss something? Please forgive my presumptuousness, but I'll try to answer. Drama Queen is an incident that occurred in 2015 with regards to textbooks. Drama queen is a very old terminology. Cinderella was used in a second grade Japanese language textbook, but many parents felt that the material was inappropriate. Here were two base reasons. Possibly of promoting bullying, a scene where Cinderella was abused by her stepmother as well as her sister. Discrimination. The word Cinderella itself is already discriminatory. The textbook publisher bowed to the pressure, recalled all the textbooks, and removed the material. This was referred to as the Drama Queen incident. Thanks for the information, Ace. This recently sounds like they made a big deal out of nothing, but this is a different kind of problem. I don't think you can lump that together with the game restriction issue. Overall, I'm in favor of the restrictions. I don't think it's a good idea for mentally immature children to see footage of explicit content. As a matter of fact, our household is basically media free, and we only allow our children to see books and movies that my wife and I have chosen. I can't say that this is the best thing to do, but at a time like now, when information is so overwhelming, regulations is the only way to protect our children. I understand what Tadpole is saying, but I think that has its own danger. They say that the kids grow up in overly pure environments, snap when it becomes time for them to enter society on their own. Naturally, it's not true for everyone. My associate is just like that. He grew up in a house just like the one that Tadpole is describing. But he throws away money like crazy. His bank account is always empty, by the way, after payday. When he goes shopping, he just fills the basket with games, books, and DVDs like a madman. Kind of scary to watch. Whatever it is, the best to do is moderation, I think. I thought of this while reading this thread. Kids these days don't get hit by their teachers or kicked out of their houses by their parents. They just get praised over and over for nothing. I forgot to write whether I'm for or against the restrictions. I agree with the restrictions themselves. If there's a reason for restrictions, then I say they're fine. Is it normal, common sense to implant microchips into our children these days? I don't quite get the idea, as in my generation, this was something that happened only in science fiction movies. If a GPS can consistently monitor a child, that child will not be able to simply go to places he or she wants to go. Children properly going home since they are monitored by their parents. Is this how our culture should be? Speaking for myself, I find it awkward. How do the rest of you feel? Nice to meet you, Apple Star. I'm a mother of a single child. My son entered elementary school 2 years ago. At the time of enrollment, the school had handed out manuals and other necessary documents, as well as promotional materials for microchips and security calls. From what I hear, at least 60% of the children have microchips implanted into them. Of course, it would be ideal if a parent could accompany their child to and from school, but very few families can do that these days. I have my hands full taking care of my father, so I can't go back. I can't go pick up my son naturally. My husband is at work too. I understand your concern, Apple Star, but since your children's safety is the most important thing, don't you think you should reconsider? What does a security call mean? I've never heard of that. Let me think. Where was that? I think there was a campaign like the Nagano. I believe that the prefecture provided special cell phones. Each were preset so that they can call the parent's cell phone or police with a single touch, while also being able to receive voice interactions participating children's safety station. Whatever Kagri mentioned is correct. I'm happy to have a system like that. In an emergency, it will make all the differences. In our household, we also have the kids carry pepper spray. Baby Ken's mom. I heard that the Nagano government is officially addressing the problem of children's safety, but I didn't know it was to the extent. Well, there are a lot of horror stories about the decay of public safety, but is it really so bad that the parents have to monitor them while they go or come back from school? Isn't that going a little too far? Apple Star. Once something has happened, it's too late. You have to take whatever precautions you can to make sure it doesn't happen. I don't know what you're all talking about, I'm sorry, but there's something that I want to say, so here goes. A few days ago, I went with my mother to get an MC put into me. I told my mom I didn't want to, but she wouldn't listen. She said it was for my own good. But I just don't understand what was for my own good. On my way home from school, I stopped by a friend's house, but I got an angry phone call from my mom. I was just trying to get back the DVD that I lent. On the way home from school, I stopped at a convenience store to talk with my friends. Again, my mom called and yelled at me. There's no way I can handle this much longer. These MC things stink. It takes courage to respond the way you did. Even if the child doesn't want it, the parents may still want to do it because they worry. I can see both sides, so I have mixed emotions. But don't you think it's a little weird that people mildly accept having MCs implanted in their children? But they get all worked up about the citizen number system. I don't think anyone wants to be bound by data. I don't mean to call you out, but Baby Ken's mom, how would you have felt about having an MC implanted in you when you were a child? We all wish there were less crime, but we can't hope for much under the current circumstances. But even so, instead of relying on the most convenient solution, I think that we need to find an answer that is good for both adults and children. That actually is a good solution. A new model has been announced. Is everyone going to buy it? I've got a simple question. When did CC Corp get into the home electronics business? I'm suspicious of this open pricing thing. I bet it'll be expensive. That's what I heard. Anyways, I admit it was worth buying, but if you don't have the money, you don't have. Buy it. Wait a second. If you want money, you got to work to earn it. By the way, I always put $5 in a savings each week. I wonder too, but there's usually a jinx against companies that suddenly jump into new ventures. I don't want them to go bankrupt because that means that I wouldn't be able to play the world. I hope CC Corp earns a bundle. $420? I hope that includes tax. Man, a little more than 400 bucks, that's too much. It's just a state of mind. Concentrate. If you feel that like it's expensive, it's expensive. Feel like it's cheap, right? Relax your mind. Nope, no matter how I look at it, it's expensive. Alright, so this is the rumor board. Just as my topic says, I've been going to guild shops and whispers to the store managers, but I cannot get a hold of them. I really need to talk to Tan. I've taken the liberty of posting here while the hope that you find folk will know a way of contacting him. If this post goes against the rules of the board, I apologize. Does anyone know anything? I'll be waiting for your replies. If you're wondering why I'm looking through a rumor board, Rumor boards has a lot of words I can find. Can disband. Did they have something you want? I may be able to help you out. What's tan? A guild that was active until just recently. It's not anymore. Their main activities revolved around trading items and information. It was said that there was nothing they couldn't acquire, as they had a wide variety of goods in the world, of course. However, they found out that the guild was cheating, so they split up and the main members were deprived of their IDs. I guess you could call them a legend in a way. In that case, I would like to get information. The other day, a friend of mine was PK'd. I'll never forgive them for it. I want to catch them so that I can give them a good spanking. This is what I know about the PKers. They worked as a pair, one in a blade brandier, the other is an edge punisher. The edge punisher speaks strange. If you know anything about these two PKers, I hope you are willing to tell me. If it was just items, I may have been able to help you out. If you're looking for information, try whispering to Nuada or Encephalon. Okay, I'll try whispering to them. Thank you for your help. Hello everyone, good evening. Do any of you know about the condition to activate the world quest, the Force of Pain? I've completed all the quests except for the Force of Pain. Are there any conditions that I don't know about in order to activate this quest? The quest can't be played right now. That entire area is completely sealed off. Even if you have the words needed, I doubt you'll get transported there. You're pretty brave to want to challenge the Force of Pain. Ah, the proud, upright posture of one dedicated to conquering the demon world that is said to be unbeatable. Ooh, it's so cool, I can't stand it. The Force of Pain, eh? I think it's best if you avoid anything to do with it. That's too bad. Thanks for the information. What do you mean? Players that participate in the Force of Pain quest are known to disappear. There was a time when this rumor was fairly well known. When it started, many laughed and thought it was just another urban legend. But upon doing some research, I found that player data for some of the people who participated were lost. Further research revealed that the actual players where the character data was lost were in a coma. It was a big deal. In the end, nothing concrete was revealed about the links between the Force of Pain and the comatose players. But if I were you, I would stay away from that quest. Are you kidding me? Who knows? It's up to you to believe or not to believe. But as they often say, where there's smoke, there's fire. For now, I'll just say that. Personally, I don't think it's just another rumor. Okay, I think I'll just hold off on that quest even when it does open back up. A friend of mine told me that I'm sure you've heard of this before. Rumors that feel real even though they seem to have no factual basis. Rumors that seem to come true even as they're spread. Rumors that seem logically impossible yet become increasingly easy to believe the more you think about them. All the rumors on this board are rumors of the sort urban legends. I'd like to talk for a bit about these legends. If you have time, please lend your ear to a dull analysis. If you have way too much time, please write a response. I'm sure he would be thrilled. Some of you may still not be sure what I mean by urban legends after reading my last post. How about if I mention the woman with the crooked mouth, the axe man under the bed, the cat in the microwave oven, or the baby in the locker? Chances are you heard of these at least one of them. Most of the urban legends are scary stories like these, designed to make us feel fear and unease on a basic primitive level. Compared to regular ghost stories, urban legends have an abundant part that says this happened to someone somewhere. However, as rumors, these are inherently interesting and they have an undeniable impact. You start wanting to believe that these things can actually happen, then you start wanting to tell them to others. They're rumors that should be no big deal, yet they're kind of scary and interesting at the same time. This is the true identity of the urban legend. Here now are some of the legends. Please decide for yourself whether or not to spread it among yourselves. Have you ever wanted to know what the future holds? I have a good method for predicting it. So I will now share this to you. This is a story I've heard from a friend of mine, a friend of a friend, but about 3 times to the northeast, then 3 times to the southwest, and call your own cell phone. Upon doing so, you will not hear the normal error message, but instead hear a woman that says, "Who would you like to leave a message for?" When you hear this woman's voice, you then say this, "Future, oh future, please come here. When you come, please reply." Once you have said this, turn the power off to your cell phone, wrap it in a red handkerchief, and put it in your left pocket. Upon doing so, you will get a call from the future within 24 hours. You will be asked what kind of future you would like to know, so you must respond to this within 10 seconds. Then the future will tell you about the future you wish to know. However, if you do not answer the question within 10 seconds, you will be taken away by the future and forced to become its companion. Whoa, thanks for the explanation. I've been hearing talk about the future a lot lately. It's all just followed up tutorial through. Thanks for the summary. Oh, I remember that. It was all the rage back in grade school. Don't you think this future thing is just an abbreviated version of the tutorial method? I wonder if it's too much trouble for kids today to have the phone ringing over and over again. Good work, Encephalon. I personally think that it's the most interesting part of the process. Thanks for the responses. He is thrilled as well. Really, thank you. So, what's this he you keep talking about? It's really bugging me. Is it just me? Or do I smell more fascinating things to come? Lol. The mysteries of the world. I tried collecting up the largest rumor. If you're interested, here they are. Number 1, the little girl in the hall. Number 2, turning fork. Number 3, triads. This is where we get the triad information. If you go to the Hallgrands Cathedral at 12 o'clock a.m. exactly, you will hear a girl crying. Those who hear this girl will fall into a coma after a week. So, the Hallgrands Cathedral actually is the same cathedral that was in the world, except it's missing the statue. But apparently, if you talk to 5 people within the week about your experience, you'll be spared from the coma. Also, these rumors say that a girl wearing something like a white nightgown will sometimes appear before your very eyes. Well, her name's Aura. Her name's Aura. If you have a sound like a tuning fork in an area, you will fall into a coma. Of course, if this were true, I doubt anyone would hear the sound would be around to start the rumor, lol. People who come across a triple-clawed twin blade in the game, of course, fall into a coma in real life. These people also gain a triangular-shaped wound while in the coma. We're just full of coma rumors lately. I've heard stories along those lines. It's pretty scary. Good evening, I'm Nanasu Mitabi. Recently, there appears to be an increasing number of you who are failing to uphold the local rules of this board. I thought this may be because many of you are coming here for the first time, so I decided to make this thread to clearly list the rules. Unlike other boards, there are several rules that are constantly in effect. Before you post here, please make sure to read them in the following responses. Thank you. There are 4 types of threads in the rumor board when making a new board. Please make sure it adheres to one of the 4. There are people out there who use this board as serious reference, so please be thorough. Citing encounters, please use this type when describing something you have seen or experienced for yourself. If it's something you've heard, please differentiate the type of thread between online and offline. Online rumors, use this type when talking about rumors related to an online setting. Offline rumors, use this type when talking about rumors related to a real-life setting. General, use this type for general discussion threads that do not fall into the previous 3 thread types. Based on the nature of this board, there will always be discussions about things that would not normally be considered as common sense. However, no matter how improbable you may think someone's post is, do not mock them or their views. No matter what time of day it may be, always greet your fellow posters with good evening. There is no particular reason for this, but it has been a long-standing tradition for this board. Please uphold it. This things written in the threads here are rules pertaining only to the rumor board. Please stop bringing them to other boards and sites. Okay. I was almost afraid that the emulators crashed, but that's not entirely supposed to do that. So what is Opkulu? Opkulu is a special forum created for uploading and showing off your drawings to other members. Opkulu is a name for a new Babylonian or new Assyrian mythology or something like that. I don't have the details. Does anyone know? Congrats. The word on the street is that one of the frequent posters, Shinju, is going pro. Congratulations, adding your name to our list. But if you have any problems with that, please let me know. Professional Opkulu members. Boss Siloco, now designing Crimson Verses. Moto working in animation industry. Shuju waiting for confirmation. So let's enter and see what we got. Hello, my name is Matsu for Kyoto. I'm a student. Right now, I study English, so I log in to US server. I enjoy making many American friends. I am grateful for your bulletin board. Thank you for having me. Very nice guy. Walnuts, cracked, open. Rodriguez. Eep. I'm scared. Oh, but it's kind of cool. No, wait, definitely scary. So in here we'll also find some words as well. Hello everyone, call me Maria. I like the scenario of grassy fields, so I tried my hands at drawing one. It's very embarrassing because I know I'm not as good as everyone else here, but oh well. If there's someone here that likes it, I have other sceneries I like, so I would like to post them here as well. What areas do you like? I think okay, so I can download these. Better go back up here because I can download these as wallpapers. So you can actually use these as a background. Hello there, Maria. I recently liked the peaceful feeling from the grassy field. I like those fields too. I like clear days, but I'm starting to like it when it rains too. Recently, I was running around a field, and at one point, I got so excited that I couldn't keep myself from shouting, "Woohoo!" Then my mom came in and said I was a bit creepy. I mean, I can see how someone looking in on us from the outside must think we look pretty strange, but still. I like nighttime for myself. You can see the magic sparkling in the air. I also love the moon. The last hope of the world, Kazubolo, at your service. Hello, Kazubolo. Here, my real-life self lives in a place with a hot climate year-round, so I find myself drawn to snowscape. I love the snow air from R1. Of course, Kazubolo troop will probably freeze to death since we're always walking around barefoot. We want that. Nice to meet you, Maria. I love the ocean area in the grasslands. I always like to run around the beach, kicking up sand as I go. You always use such cute colors in your pictures. Nasti. Everyone here is so good at drawing. It's amazing. The Katsubu troop barefoot. Alright, here we go. Take this one. It seems there have been a lot of PK and other suspicious guilds popping up these days that are making it harder to enjoy the game. Come on. Can't we all just get along? Love and peace, brother? PKing is for losers. I bet the Chim Chim agrees with me. Yeah, we have Chim Chims in this one. You're kicking the Chim Chims too, aren't you, lol? You don't fool me. The Chim Chim's on your shoulder isn't carrying a Chim spear. In other words, you kicked that Chim Chim and took his spear. Oh, uh-oh, I've been found out. PKing is all part of the parameters, right? It's up to the individuals to decide whether or not it's for losers. Because as part of the parameters, PKing is just another way to play. If you don't like the PKing as it's found in the world, then you're welcome to play something else. But I was PK'd together with a friend when we were playing on our own the other day. It was a strange group of 3 people. They were laughing as if they were really happy. I was so frustrated I felt like crying. So that's what you call parameters? I don't want to be told to put up or shut up with something ridiculous like that. Those that play with friends and those that play with solo, those that enjoy collecting money more than raising their levels, those that enjoy PKing, and those that enjoy PKing. There may be differences in the style of play, but as long as they're part of the parameters, it's up to all the individual players to choose which style they would pursue. No one can deny your choices to play with your friends, nor the PKers' choice to PK. No one is telling you to do that. There are plenty of games with no PKing at all, but the world is a game where PKing exists. You know, that's all well and good, but why is there a heart mark on your Chim Chim? Is all I really want to hear. denying other players' style cannot be contained with lighthearted jokes. As for the heart mark, it's lovely. Lol. I love the heart mark. Same here. I wish I had Chim Chim to ride on my shoulder. Okay, we're gonna get this one. The other day, my character, he's called One Half, by the way, was PK'd. But when that happened, someone in black and red came to save me. He was incredibly strong and took out the PKers like it was nothing. But he didn't bring me back to life, so I had no idea if he really showed up there just to save me or not. Has anyone seen him? Here's a picture of what he looks like. Sorry, I don't remember more clearly. Nope, never seen anyone like that, but I would love to meet him. Do you remember the words for the area you met him in? I don't suppose I could meet him if I went on a stakeout there, huh? But you know, I just realized there are tons of people dressed in black and red in that world. What is this, a joke? Are you sure you weren't dreaming? Make sure you get some decent sleep now and then. I saw him too, a guy in black and red. He kind of looked like this. Nasi. So you never seen him? That's too bad. I'm afraid I don't remember the words. I just kind of put them in randomly, lol. And yeah, you're right. There really are a ton of people dressed like that. I'm sorry. Blue Eye Samurai. Maybe it is a joke, lol. Lately I've been unable to distinguish between the world and reality. Beast Hunter K. You saw him? Really? Wait a second. That doesn't seem right. Lol, I wouldn't have any blood left after meeting him. That's the same reason why I also went off searching for an interesting person the other day. And then I happened to come across him, a guy in red and black. I was turning a corner in Nakanu when I suddenly saw a shadow looming and ran right into its owner. When I looked up, all I saw was his incredibly thick chest. He said sorry, but I couldn't see his face based off his damn chest. And here I thought I was going to fall in love. I thought a light Indian breeze was going to blow from underneath his arm. Truly a bittersweet experience. Anyways, that's why I'm off to search for an interesting person again, lol. Ah, silly Machi. Lol. You really are a great artist, but you don't seem to know the fine line between genius and idiocy. Unfortunately, you come down on the idiotic side. Oh, I like it. Very street art-like. Nice. They say there's no one better at drawing than someone who can capture a gag well. But seriously, you're really good. I think I've become a genuine fan. I can't wait to see your next work. Good luck. This is ROTFL. Please hold. While my side... my side's hurting from laughing too much. Rolling on the floor laughing. Are you sure it was really supposed to be red and black and not red and yellow, lol? What? With the giant Buddha and the lotus and the red goggles? Well, I had no idea that was going, but I bet this guy goes along with the monks on their begging trip. You have achieved perfect harmony along a fine line between unification and division of Indian and Oriental styles. So good I actually lost track of myself for a moment. Truly incredible. Looking forward to your next work. Okay, thanks to your great response. You all are getting some special treatment in the next one. Oh. Incidentally, the words idiot and weirdo are the world's greatest compliments. Lol. Miyako, 1/2. Are you sure this isn't Haseo, the Terror of Death? I can't tell for sure because of how deformed he looks in the picture. Still, I think it's probably the Terror of Death. Did he ask you anything like, do you know about triads or something like that? Okay, next picture. I'm going to download this one. I thought I'd like to try playing soccer with Chim Chims. Poor Chim Chim! Coming in, I wonder if we can get 11 players. Of course, I can't keep feeling sorry for the Chim Chims. That's kind of mean, but I think I'd like to try too. Apologize to the poor Chim Chims. Just keep believing and this will someday come true, or rather, just a matter of time until CC Corp includes this in one of their updates. I like to kick them too, but I think I'll pass on doing headers with them. That's just gross. I like to be kicked myself. What? I like to try kicking them too. You're looking at their face and you start to get this urge and it starts to grow and build. Then you finally let go and kick them and bam, you feel great again. So yeah, count me in for the Chim Soccer. So like I said before, we do have grunties, but they're guild leaders now. They're not in the world. We have Chim Chims. We're gonna download this one. This actually looks pretty good. How are you? I'm Machi. I'm an extreme noob who only just logged in for the first time the other day, but I'm already completely taken with the world. Recently, I tried making a party for the first time, and it was so much fun. I found myself drawing without even realizing it. The above are the nice people who joined my party. Raham's sister is on the right. The other one is Beach Boy. When we fought a giant turtle, for some reason, they were desperate to help. They also helped me to get good items and build up my experience, to which I'm very grateful. I've heard lots of stories about PKers, so I was secretly worried, but I'm very glad they turned out to be such great people. I love the world. What lovely sentiments. You all draw good. What a great illustration, but something about Beach Brother bothers me, and I'm not sure what. He's kind of scary. Eep. Nice to make your acquaintance. I'm known as Julius. Oh, what a beautiful illustration. I hope you will let me accompany you on a future endeavor. I also hope you will draw me in another wonderful illustration afterwards. Hi there. I'm Miyoko 1/2, lol. You're an amazing artist. Wow, lol. You got, what's the word? Talent. Whatever it is, I'm jealous. Download that one. Oh, it's just so I'm clear. This isn't a post for a singles get together or anything, lol. Allow me to start by introducing myself. I am the last hope of the world, the one known as Kazubolo, the red-eyed swordsman. I'm currently level 9 and undergoing daily training. My playtime motto is bright, fun, and balanced. Everyone, I hope you will welcome me into your ranks. Your level's awfully low for being the last hope. Ouch. I see you don't hold back. Well, since I am the world's last hope right now, I'm not even a first hope. Which is why I'm currently looking for comrades who will help me save the world someday. Lol. Afro. Admin, doesn't this fall under public solicitation? Is this allowed, lol? That's true. This board is supposed to be for people to post their drawings and receive feedback. So it's not really the appropriate place for party solicitation. But he did put up a picture, so I'm going to call it a gray zone and leave it up to the admins. Please. Besides, who am I to decide the rule of this board? If there's a problem with this post, feel free to delete it. Admins, deletion key 1234. Party solicitation fall under the following prohibit behaviors. Please be more careful in the future. This is an admin. However, since you have posted an illustration, the self-introduction part is not a problem at all. Don't be so formal. Join up with me. We will download this one. The other day, I immediately made up a party with Julius and went off adventuring. Well, though, we could use another in the party, so we invited a passerby, Jin, to join. And here to commemorate that is a picture of the Rainy Field Trio. Thanks, Julius. Good work the other day. Ooh, I like this one. I am indebted to you for drawing me so well. To think that pouring rain adventures would lead to a beautiful picture like this. Whoa, that looks just like Jin. Lol, he was some character, wasn't he? He was a bit concerned about his hair, though. I hope the three of us can go off dungeon traipsing again. Thanks for a great time. And then that would be it for the board there. Of course, this is offline. We can't go into this. To the movie player, which we'll be able to see some movies. But unfortunately, there won't be a lot of movies that we'll be allowed to play due to copyright reasons. So, again, I can go in here. There are backgrounds I can choose. So, I'll choose this as my background for now. And this is where I can save. So, and because we're going to go back into a cutscene, I think this is probably the proper place to save, because we have to go back and re-enter a tutorial. I just seen how adding that background just bugged everything. No, we didn't really do much. I know we didn't do much, but a lot of those that I was reading also are important for doing the gameplay and stuff, but there was all cutscene from the beginning, and I had to go back into a cutscene, redo a tutorial, because Seo's file got corrupted and was completely deleted. So we have to re-enter the game again. We literally have to restore data and go through a tutorial again. That's basically the story, although we get to meet different people. So yeah, I'm sorry the reading portion took a long time, but I had to go through all of them just to look for words and stuff. And yes, I got wallpaper for my OS. You don't have to look at a white background. So yeah, this. So if I were to go here, it's going to load. This is the official forums. I will read those when we get back. Official site, official forums. We'll read all of that when we get back, but this is basically what R2 looks like. So, we'll have more things that we're going to read. Then we'll go back into gameplay. So, that's where we're going to end here. You also got to go back and do game plans, don't you? So, I will let you go and do that. Okay. Yes, we didn't get to do much in this stream because I did a lot of reading. But the reading portion lets you understand the game a bit more. So I do the reading on the stream because there's quite a few of you that have not seen this game. So this game takes place 2 years after the hack. So, like I said, we'll learn more about the Twilight Brigade, the more we go. Like I said, there are videos on here that I will not be allowed to stream. For the simple fact is they're copyrighted. So I will not be able to play some of them. If they're related to the game itself and they're cutscenes for the game, I can play those. But there's a lot of times that you will see episodes of Roots on this game. I cannot play them on stream due to copyright reasons. So they will eventually get unlocked in game. But at some point I want to get to where we get to watch Dahak signs. I do not know if I can find an English dub version of it, because I think it would probably be a lot easier to watch the dub version than trying to read the subtitles. But if I'm able to find an English version of Dahak Signs, you will get an idea what happened before Dahak the game, and then we go into Dahak Roots. You get an idea what happened. Well, technically it's not before GU because you already seen what happened before Roots. Haseo created his account. He was taken in by 2 players to help him play the game. Found out they were PKers. He got killed. He turned into the Terror of Death, became the PKK, and was taken out by Triad, which is Kite's old model. So, yes, that is before Roots. So, when he was killed by PKers, that's all before Roots, okay? His process of becoming the Terror of Death happened after Shino was in a coma. All of that was after Roots. So we are after Roots now, and this is post Roots. Okay, so from where he learned the world, that was pre-Roots. When he got killed by the PKers, that would be Roots. Shino going into Comatose is after Roots. And then we're here in the game. So that's the timeline for this game. So it's a little tough to explain that, but I hope I did explain it to the best of my ability. So what's happening this week? So this week we're going to do week 13 of the PFL. Of course, you still have Echoes of Wisdom that you're going to be doing. you're probably near the ending of Echoes of Wisdom. I'm gonna say that you probably have what, 2 more days left? Oh, okay. So it's between 3 and 4 days then, huh? Because you spend 2 weeks to get in halfway there. So we're gonna start the games at 1 o'clock, and the games will end at 8:30, providing there's no overtime with the games. Okay, that's the schedule. Okay, Thursday and Friday, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. EST time. That'll end at 7:30 for you. Okay. If you're going to stream at 7:30, you can wait until after your stream to do the updating the schedule. If you're going to start your stream at 8 o'clock your time, you should be able to have some time to do that. And if you don't get finished, you can go back to it after your stream. Alright, so Saturday, it sounds like Andy may be going to Village on Saturday. What are you doing on Saturday? I thought you finished that game. Football stream was gone. That was probably because there's 2 reasons why that happens. Ozzy Osbourne restricted the stream. Okay, his production crew restricted the stream because one of his songs were flagged on the stream, and I didn't get a chance to clear it when it was flagged. So that was the process I was working with. The other reason is you can get them if you're still in the stream. You should be able to get it from the description before you leave the stream. After you leave the stream, you have to wait until YouTube processes it. It takes about 30 minutes to an hour before they process the whole stream, depending on how long it is. So keep that in mind. You don't have the description. That's what she was looking for, the description. So, okay, I guess Toho New World on Saturday. I'm aware of that. So, like I said, if you're gonna start at 7:30, wait before you do the updating the schedule. Okay? Wait on that until after your stream is done. That way you don't have to delay it. You start at 7 o'clock, which the game is ends at 7:30 your time. So you should be able to work that out. You should be able to work that out. It shouldn't be really too much to do. If you do get the, because I'm pretty sure you'll probably have the stream in background, And if you're just starting your stream, copy and pasting that in Discord is very easy to do. So let's see, Sunday, Andy's doing Village. Monday, we're going to start back up with Apollo Justice. Episode 4. The final episode in Apollo Justice. Yes, I know, you can't be the only one doing it. Hopefully next season it'll be different, okay? Hopefully next season it'll be different. We're working very hard to try to get new people to help out. Which means Tuesday, you're going to be, yes, I got to get more people to join, because I only got the girls, and they could be looking at it. I don't get any activity that says that they aren't looking at it, but if they are, they're looking at it, then it's up there for them to look at it anytime they want. But I will try to get more people during the off season, because we have a fantasy draft we got to do. We have to do the fantasy draft. And hopefully when we get more people into it, it'll get more busy. And we'll pick volunteers to help out, keeping things updated. Okay. And Tuesday, I have to reschedule Fast Food Simulator because everybody wants to do Four Swords. Are you going to be able to play Four Swords, Ty? So, will you be okay if Andy sends you a eShop card with money onto it so you can upgrade the service? Okay, NSO card, whatever. Whatever the card is you use to pay for service. Because I think all he would have to do is, if he purchased a card for you, he'll just send you the number. You can type the number into your account. Okay. Well, anyways, I believe this is going to be where I'm going to stop for tonight, guys. I will see you when we do the football. Take care. Have a good night.